Now the third category of conditional statement is your if, elif, else statement. So if, elif, else statement in Python is used for multi-way decision making. Because in if else we could see if the condition is false, directly the control is coming to the else block. But if you want to check, suppose the condition is false, you want to check some more conditions, then we are supposed to make use of this if, elif, else. And let us see here the syntax. Now we are writing if followed by say condition 1. So if this condition 1 is becoming true, then this block 1 will execute. In case the condition 1 fails, now it is not directly going to else, rather it is going to come down to the condition 2 which we have written along with elif. Now this condition 2 can also be true or can also be false. Now if it is true, then this block 2 will execute. If this is also becoming false, then the control will reach the else block. Now here we have no limitation on how many conditions we can write along with elif. I mean, you start with if some condition, some block, then you start with elif some condition block, again elif some condition with some block. Like that you can create any number of elif blocks as per the requirement. But the condition testing will be starting from the if, then the next condition, which it is going to follow in a sequence. Wherever the condition is tested true, it is going to halt there by executing the corresponding block of statements. Now let us see this example where we are trying to find out the smallest among three numbers. So we have supplied three numbers which are being stored into the variables num1, num2 and num3. Now I am writing if num1 less than num2 and num1 less than num3. So we know there is a logical operator, that is and in two ampersands. So this is condition 1, this is condition 2. So when condition 1 is being tested, if it is true as well as this, then the entire condition becomes true. Hence I will be getting num1 smallest. In case either of this condition fails, I will jump to the elif part where I am going to check this condition. If both the conditions are true, then I can print that num2 is the smallest. If both these conditions fail, if along with your if, elif, then it is going to come down to the else part. So let us see the input. I suppose the input I have given for the first number is 30, the second one is 50 and third one is 10. So now num1 less than num2, 30 less than 50 is true. But the second one, num1 less than num3, that is 30 less than 10 is false. Because this is false, I can say this entire condition has become false now. Because of which the control will reach the elif where it's going to check whether num2 less than num1, 50 less than 30, is it true? No. So this condition is never being tested because the first condition is false. Now it is going to reach the last part of the program, that is your else, where it is going to print num3 is the smallest, that is nothing but 10. If you execute this program once again with separate set of inputs, let's say the first number is 20, the second number is 50 and third one is 70. So now we can see num1 less than num2, this condition is true because 20 less than 50 is true. And num1 less than num3, 50 less than 70 is also true. 20 less than 70 is also true. Because both the conditions are becoming true, hence I can print num1 is the smallest, which is nothing but 20 over here. Similarly, the third output where we have taken num1 90, num2 50 and num3 70. Now once again num1 less than num2, 90 less than 50 is false. Hence this condition is not tested at all. Now control will reach the elif where I am checking num2 less than num1, 50 less than 90 is true, and num2 less than num3, that is 50 less than 70, that is also true. As the conditions along with elif are true, hence the result is num2 is the smallest, whereas that is num2 is nothing but what? Your 50. So let's see an example where I am expecting one number to be supplied, maybe between 1 and 7 actually. And based on the number that is being supplied, I am going to verify, going to display If the num is 1, I will be displaying Sunday, the first day of the week, let's say. And if at all the num is input as 2, then it has to print Monday. Similarly, for 3 Tuesday, 4 for Wednesday, like that. Based on any number between 1 and 7, it has to print a corresponding day. Now, when I'm going to run this program, let's say I'm going to give 2. So 2 is representing Monday. As per our program is concerned, 2 is representing as Monday. So what it has done, it has tested this num equals to 1, because 2 equal to 1 has become false. Hence the control has come down to the next condition developed along with your elif. If at all I give, let's say, num value 4, so what is going to happen? This condition is getting false. Hence the control will reach here. This is also getting false. Then it is coming here. It is also becoming false. And finally, this is going to be true. As a result, we are going to get Wednesday. So if at all my input is 4, we will be getting the result as Wednesday. Now, another format of your conditional statement is your nested if statement. So nested if do not have a specific kind of syntax, but by taking the combination of the previous 3 conditional statement, that is your if else, and if else, we can take, or we can make a combination of them to make sure that we can take the help of nested if. Now, nested if statements are basically used when you want to check another condition after the initial condition has been true. Now, they are also called as your inner if statement. Let us see the syntax, one of the syntax actually. So here I am writing if some condition 1, if this condition 1 has been tested true, then only it is going to come down to another condition that we have written again here if, that is condition 2. Now, if this condition is also true, then your code 1 will be executed. Now, if this condition 1 is true, but the condition 2 is false, then your code 2 will be executed. Now, if at all the condition 1 has become false, then directly the control is coming to the else block where it is going to execute code 3. So, if condition 1 is true, then it is going to test the condition 2. If condition 2 is true, then code 1 will be executed. Otherwise, code 2 will be executed. If condition 1 has become false, then condition 2 is not at all tested. And what will happen? It is going to execute the code 3. So if you look into this example where we have taken 2 variables, say x as 10, y as 20. And here condition 1 is x greater than 5. So because x is holding 10, 10 greater than 5 is true. So hence we will enter into the condition, that is inner if condition. Now y greater than 15. So y is 20, 20 greater than 15. This is also true, which means this code 1 will be executed where I am going to get the output like x is greater than 5 and y is greater than 15. Now, if I am going to change the values, let's say this 20 I will replace with May 5. So now what is the situation? 10 greater than 5, that is true. But when I get into this second condition, y is holding 5. So 5 greater than 15 is false. As a result, because this second condition is false, now the control will reach the else block of this where I am going to get the message x is greater than 5 but y is not greater than 15. Now let's say I am going to replace this 10 with 1. So now if I check if 1 greater than 5, this is false. Because this is false, automatically it is going to reach the else block where I am saying that x is not greater than 5. So let's check one program where we are going to read gender of a person as well as age of a person, and we will check whether he or she, in fact he or she, I mean the person, is eligible for marriage or not. So what the condition is here, like gender, if it is male, then the age must be greater than or equal to 21, then only he is eligible, otherwise he is not. Again, if the gender is female, If it is not male, so we'll consider that is a female. So if the gender is female and the age is greater than or equal to 18, then she is eligible for marriage. If the age is something less than that, then she is not eligible. Now let's check that what we are trying here. We have read the gender of a person. We have read the gender of a person, which may be, let's say, male or female. Now, again, we are reading age of a person because age is a numeric value. I need the typecasting here. So now, let's say I'm supplying the gender as your male and age is say 25. So now when I'm going to check if gender equal to male, if this condition is true, then only it is going to enter into this condition. So because I have supplied male and the age I have supplied 23, hence age greater than equal to 21, this condition is also true. As a result, what I'm going to get is he is eligible because gender is male and the age is also more than 21, hence he is eligible. Now, if I'm going to supply gender as male, but the age I'm going to supply, let's say something 18. Now, this condition is true because gender is male. But when age is 18, so 18 greater than equal to 21 is false. Hence, it is going to reach this else where it is going to say he is not eligible. Means the person is male, but his age is not eligible for the marriage. Now, let's say I have supplied the gender as female. So, hence this condition will be false because gender is not male. So, directly the control will reach here. And let's say age I have given as 20. Now, when I check this age greater than equal to 18 is true. Hence, we are going to get the message she is eligible. Now, let's say the gender we have supplied female, but age we have given 10. Now, because this condition is false, directly we come to the else block where we are going to see 10 greater than equal to 18 is false, which means the else block will execute where I am going to get she is not eligible. So, let's run this program. Let's say we have given male to start with and we have given say 25. So, the outcome is he is eligible. Now, if I run this program once again with another set of inputs, let's say it is gender is male once again. And now I'm giving, let's say 18 as is the age. So, I'm getting he is not eligible because the person is male, but the age is not supporting for that. Similarly, let's say I'm going to give the gender as female and the age is say 20. So we are getting she is eligible because she is a female and age is also satisfying more than 18, hence she is eligible. Now let's say we supply the input say female as the gender and gender is your female and age is, let's say I'm supplying 10. So now I'm getting she is not eligible. So we are getting almost all outcomes based on the combination of which condition has become true, which condition has become false.